Question number 5. T are people that play tennis. S play squash. B play badminton. Out of 42 people, there are 42 people in this universe. There are 12 that play tennis. I'm going to put a little 12 beside the T. 22 play badminton. I'm going to put a 22 over here. 17 play squash. 17 goes there. There's 17 in this squash circle. There are 22 in the badminton circle. There are 12 people in the tennis circle. 25 people play tennis or play squash. Tennis or squash is 25. I'm going to put a little 25 here in the little where they meet, just to tell me that everything in these two circles is 25. 9 people play tennis and play badminton. Tennis and badminton is in this little football-shaped region here. That is 9. So I'm going to put a little 9 on the border of these two little spaces to remind me that this is 9. 2 people play tennis and play squash and play badminton. 2 people play tennis and squash and badminton, that's here. I think everybody got that too. 8 people play squash and play badminton. Squash and badminton means 8 is in this region. So I'm going to put a little 8 here. That means 2 plus what makes the 8 is a 6. So I'm going to put a 2 here, a 6 here. 2 plus 7 is 9. After that, I know there's 22 people in the badminton circle. So far, I have 6 and 2 is 8 plus 9 is 15. 15 plus 7 makes 22. That has to be a 7. Then, I know that there are 25 people in these two circles together. I know there are 17 here. 17 in the squash circle. Add this 7 to the 17. That gives me 24. I would have to add 1 to get to 25. I know that there are 12 in the tennis circle. I have 1 plus 7 is 8 plus 2 is 10. I need a 2 here to get to 12. I know there are 17 people in the squash circle. I have 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 6 is 10. I need a 7 to get to 17. I know that in these two circles, in the tennis and the squash, there are 25. 25 in this circle and this circle. Add the 7 to the 25. And that makes 32. And I need to get to 42, so I'm missing 10 here. Find the probability of T, the probability that a randomly chosen person plays tennis. There are 12 people that play tennis. That's the desired outcome is 12 out of the total number of outcomes, 42. 12 out of 42. Find the probability that the person plays tennis and squash. Remember, tennis and squash is this region here. Tennis and squash, which is 4 people out of 42. And we can reduce that, by the way. We can reduce both of these. That's 2 on 7. Divide the top and bottom by 2. That gives me 2 on 21. But I'm going to keep them in these fractions because now I'm going to end up having to divide something. D, find the probability of T given S. And we can do this 2 ways. We can do it logically. That's the probability that a person plays tennis given that we know they play squash. There are 17 people that play squash. How many of those people play tennis? 4. So it's 4 out of 17 is the logical answer. 4 out of 17. Use the formula. That's the probability that the person plays tennis and squash divided by the probability that they play squash. Now, we don't know the probability that they play squash. I have to figure that out. The probability that they play squash is there are 17 people who play squash out of 42. 17 out of 42. The probability of tennis and squash, we figured out up here, is 4 out of 42. Divided by the probability that they play squash, which is 17 out of 42. That gives us 4 out of 42 times, when you're dividing fractions, multiplied by the reciprocal of the dividing fraction, 42 out of 17. The 42's cancel. That gives us 4 out of 17, which is what we got using logic and reason. And that is it for question 5. Have a good day.